What's up, guys? So today is Open House Sunday. I'm gonna give you a couple of tips to show you what my open house process is like, and of course, how to maximize the open house that you are holding. So, a couple points here I wanna hit, and one of them being, you can definitely get open houses without having listings, right? It's an easy process, and people tend to think or overthink it, and of course, not get any business. So, very simple. If you're in an office with a physical location, chances are you have agents, most likely, who don't want to hold their open houses for their own listings. They could be for a number of reasons. They want to spend time with family. They have other open houses to hold. They have other appointments to attend, or they're just not into it. Not everyone wants to work on the weekends, and here you can take advantage of that, whether you're a new realtor or an older one, okay? So it's up to you to find which properties you'd like to hold open. But typically I like to hold open properties that are vacant and sitting on the market for quite some time. The reason being is because, it's a vacant property. I don't have to kick any family or owners out of the property. And also, if a property's been sitting on the market for a long time, chances are the excitement for the agent to hold the place open has disappeared or has dwindled down, right? I'm sure every agent wants to hold their open house open for the first weekend, maybe the second weekend, but 3 or 4 weekends, that's when the activity starts going down, and that's when you can come in and hopefully get that one buyer to get you that one closing. That's my mentality, right? So the property that I'm holding open right now, it's been on the market for more than 30 days, which is 2 times longer than it should be to get into escrow. So that's a couple of points here. I'm sure your market's different, but that's a quick point that I share, right? So how do you go about asking the agents? Well, plain and simple, you can cold call them, let them know that you're willing to hold the open house. What I also like to do is text the agents. Not everyone's going to answer their phone, and they don't want to have to return phone calls when they could just get a text message, very simply asking for someone to hold the open house. So usually I say, hey, this is agent with XYZ company. I saw your listing at ABC Street. I'm willing to hold this open for you for the weekend. And hopefully I can bring you more buyer exposure. If I find a buyer for you unrepresented, I'm willing to give you a referral fee. My word, all right? So that's usually how it goes. Typically I get the agents to say yes, maybe for one day or for both days, but that's how I usually get them. Text message for me, it's pretty simple, and agents typically are more responsive to that, right? So that's how I go about it. So once you've identified and acquired the open house for the weekend, what I usually like to do, hopefully I've secured the open house by Wednesday, is to door knock the area on Thursday and a Friday, letting the neighbors know about the place and see if I can generate any seller leads, right? Now, people have this misconception that open houses itself are only for buyers. Not if you think about it that way, because here's the thing, the neighbors might be thinking of selling, and they might be attending the open house during that time, right? In addition, you can door knock and cold call around the open house to generate the leads, right? You got to be resourceful and maximize the open house, not just sit there for 3-4 hours, okay? You got to think smart. You got to think productive, okay? Pet peeve here, I don't understand how agents can sit here and not talk to people who are passing by, who are literally letting money slipping through their fingers. It just doesn't make sense, right? So back to the main point, you can door knock, cold call around the property. Make sure you're maximizing the exposure you're getting from the property, and also brand yourself. If you have your own open house signs, use them. If you don't, at least use your company's, but most importantly, get those signs out. What I typically like to do is early in the mornings on a Saturday, set the open house signs up at say 6 in the morning when there's no traffic, and typically I like to set up at least 15 to 20 open house signs. If you don't have as many, put as many out as you can. But the whole point of this is you never know when that one corner has that one buyer who's pre-approved, all cash, ready to go, who's gonna walk into the property all because they saw your sign. You never know. The thing is, you don't wanna leave anything to chance when it comes to your business. That's the way I think of it, all right? So Thursday, Friday, you've door knocked. Saturday morning, you set up the signs. And then once you get to the open house, plain and simple, have a sign-in sheet, Get those leads to sign in and follow up with them. That's your money right there. You can't always have a conversation with someone and try to memorize what they're gonna do and what their information is. Make them sign in so that you can follow up and provide more value in the future, okay? What I typically like to do to ease the conversation is, and this is something that I just started implementing, is showing them around the property. Because this allows you to have a longer chance to connect with these people. You know, maybe you might be showing a bedroom that has all the features that they want, and maybe you might be able to ask them, hey, what's important to you about the fireplace in the bedroom? Why do you guys like carpets so much? Is there something about the lighting that you like? Do you want something like that in your next house? You know, questions that get people talking so you understand what their needs are and that you're the realtor who is deemed to be understanding of their goals, right? You want to be that one person, okay? So if you're not able to get them to sign in the beginning, hopefully the tour will get you to bond with them, and then you could get them to sign in on the open house sheet before they leave, right? If there's one thing that you can take away from this, get these leads, these people coming in to sign in the property, okay? That's the absolute key, right? So once the open house is finished, you might be doing it on a Saturday or a Sunday. You pick up all your signs. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you follow up with all these people. You send them note cards. If they give you the address, you call them to thank them for the open house. If there are buyers, set those appointments, okay? You don't want that excitement to die down after the open house. Get them into something, show them a different property. It's harder than it sounds, but it's actually, quite simple, right? Remember, simplicity is the key to execution. If you make things complicated, you're just gonna stop yourself from doing it. And remember, don't be scared to call these people. They signed in on purpose, and they're gonna be expecting your phone call. You just gotta remind them that they signed into the place, all right? Remember, always come from contribution. Open houses are a great way to get leads, and you don't have to necessarily go out there and cold call and door knock, right? Remember, leads are coming to you. This is probably the easiest way to get the fastest amount of paychecks, right? So if you have any questions about the open house, leave it below. Hope those tips help. If you have any more tips, video ideas, leave them in the comments below. Subscribe, like, show some support, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.